Welcome back to the London Christmas Tournament Expert Division opening round, hole number 14. This is a Zerk blast down to Thorn shot. The drive can be a little risky, however, no matter what, even if you end up in a bunker or in the rough, you can always reach the green for the easy eagle. And if you can get the drive to work out, it should leave you fairly easy thorn shot for the albatross. We're setting up at P5 max rest on the right hand side of the fairway here. We're going to have our green ring touching the rough on the right at P5 max rest. Playing this with 6 top spin, 1 left spin. We're going to adjust P5 minus 75% max numbers. This is the hard crosswind angle. You need to pay attention. If you catch this wind angle, you should reduce the curl a little bit because in this hard crosswind angle, it really pushes that ball pretty far to the right. And so my recommendation is to reduce the curl by about a quarter ball anytime you get this wind angle. If you see these banners over here, anything to the right of those banners needs to reduce curl by a quarter ball, okay? So I'm not going to do that here, but you're going to see it's going to land fairly close to the bunker, and it would have been safer had I reduced this by a quarter ball of curl. I mean, I managed to hit perfect here, and I didn't clip the bunker, but had I hit like a minor great right, I most likely would have clipped the bunker. So just keep that in mind anytime you catch this hard crosswind angle where you're right of those banners. Just take off a bit of curl so that you don't clip that bunker on your second bounce. Besides that, we're going to pay attention to the plus yards we pull down to. Anything plus 22 or lower, you don't need to push back up. For every plus yard above plus 22, you need to push that back up after you adjust. So if you adjust down to the plus 24, you need to push up 2 plus yards after you adjust, and you're always going to push up to the top of that plus yard. So if you adjust to the 24, push up to the top of the 26. One other thing to note, if you have winds 10.3 or lower, then you need to add an additional 2 plus yards to your push-up. So if you have 10.3 or lower and you pull down to the 24, then you're going to need to push up to the top of the 28. What I've been doing is if I pull down to the plus 25 or higher, I'm always pushing this back to max. That way, make sure I don't get stuck in the rough and don't clip the bunker. This is the standard curl. It's full overpower. Left side of the ball touching the inside of the shot circle. Right curl. This is the curl for the standard wind angles. If you have the crosswind angle like I did here, and I should have taken some curl off, then what I like to use as a reference is this part of the ball guide where the stretchy part goes between the two balls. I want to have that part touching this tip of the shot circle, and that leaves me about a quarter ball less curl than this. All right, so for this wind angle, I should have used a little bit less curl, but I managed to hit perfect, so it worked out. We're looking for the second bounce to clip the rough, roll out onto the fairway, and leave ourselves a no spin thorn shot. One time again, P5 minus 75% max numbers for the adjustment here. Anything above plus 22 needs to get pushed up. Every yard above that needs to get pushed up after you adjust. Full overpower, hit perfect. One other thing you can do here to make it a little bit safer and a little more consistent for you, if you have more than 6 topspin, you can use it. What I've been doing is using any winds in the 9s, I've been using 6.5 topspin. Winds in the 10s, I've been using 6.2 topspin. And any winds in the 11s, I've been using 6 topspin. Because I have it, it makes it a little bit safer. I would recommend you use it if you have it. For the approach shot, we're going to want to play this with no side spin, no spin at all if you can. I screwed up on this one and put a half a bar of left spin on this, and it cost me the shot. The only time you're going to want to use side spin or back spin is if you have to, or top spin. But ideally, what I'm looking for with no spin, you want to have the tip of your ball guide touching the line just below the hole, and you want to be aimed center cup like I am here, except you want to do this with no side spin. And if you can see, my blue ring is almost on the rough. The ideal position for this is going to be the red ring somewhere in this rough line over here. The only thing you really need to look out for is if when you go to set this up with no spin, you want to make sure that your yellow ring is completely in the fairway. If you go to set this up with no spin and your yellow ring is clipping into the rough on the left, you're going to need to add a little bit of left spin to get that yellow ring on the fairway, because it's an over adjustment here, and if you don't, you will clip the rough on your first bounce. So just make sure your yellow ring is in the fairway, the tip of the ball guide is touching the line, one line short of the hole, and only add as much left spin as you need to get your yellow ring in the fairway. That's where I screwed up here. I added the half a bar and I didn't need to add any side spin here. And you're going to see I'm going to miss this one to the left hand side because I added that left spin. There's also several different wind angles here. This one is like a more crosswind. You get more tailwind. They all kind of play a little bit different. It's a little finicky. Take you a couple of practice shots at this. See how it's working out for you. It is free to play. It is easy eagle. And it does give you the shot at the albatross. If I didn't put that left spin on here, this would have been in the hole. That's what I got for now. For free to play, I will be looking at some boost options later. And if I figure something out, I will add it to the guide, and I'll most likely post a video for a send it shot if I can come up with something good here. But for now, this will get you going. Like I said, easy eagle, good chance at the albatross. Just make sure you get your curl right on the drive, and make sure that you're not adding side spin unless you need to. If you have to add a little bit of top spin, that's fine. Just make sure that you're leaving it a little bit shorter of the hole, right? And if you need to add backspin, make sure that you're putting the tip of the ball guide closer to the hole if you add any backspin to your thorn shot. But P5 plus 20% at slider is what I'm playing the thorn shot at, and I'm using just before circle break under power. 2% per ring from max. You know, plus 11 is 100, plus 10 is 98, 9 is 96, 8 is 94, plus 7 is 92, plus 6 is 90, 5 is 88, 4 is 86, 3 is 84, 2 is 82, plus 1 is 80, and it continues 2 per. So that's your Thorn plus yard numbers with a P5 ball. Good luck. I hope you all get the drop, and we'll catch you on the next one.